Hello everybody, JaffaArchfiend here, and well, we're now on to the final week of Margrat's deliveries. I'm figuring final week because we've only got the one last heart to fill in, so let's hand in these elixirs, shall we, with Final Fantasy XIV's custom delivery questline here in Endwalker with Margrat. Let's have a wee hand in of all the stuff. Alrighty. Right then, I do believe we accumulated sufficient succor for our blearily blinking comrade. I shall be back anon. Look! Wouldn't you say Grondevilt's eyes glimmer with renewed vitality? I sincerely doubt they look any different, but the efficacy of the items you provided is undeniable. I've suffered fewer headaches, and my vision does seem clearer. I dare say this newfound comfort will enable me to execute my work with even greater precision. You have been a boon to me and my team. Glad to have helped. Out of curiosity, why so much intense squinting of late? Must be awfully delicate stuff to tax your eyesight so. Indeed it is. Our current assignment is complicated, sometimes punishingly so, but we are resolved to see it through. Okay, what have they been assigned to? You see, during the Ark's conversion to the Ragnarok, I spoke with Laminson Arcanist to come to deliver supplies. It wasn't long before we discovered, to our mutual delight, the uncanny similarities between Arcanima and systems etherology. Arcane geometries were first conceived as a means to perceive and manipulate etheric energy in specific natural environments, namely those of the South Sea Isles, the presumed birthplace of Arcanima. That's the Arcanist class, which goes into Scholar and Summoner. But while our regulators were designed to serve a rather different purpose, the underlying principles of their operation are more or less the same. Now we needn't concern ourselves with the end of civilization, we are free to engage in joint research with our friends in the Arcanist Guild. Sounds like our arrangement of Garland works. What's your current objective? We seek to incorporate analytical and conditional branching functionalities into a framework utilizing arcane geometries. By iterating this process, we hope to produce a single comprehensive system capable of a heretofore unrealized feat. To wit, one capable of automatically heating foodstuffs to optimal temperature for consumption. I'm sorry, what? You're trying to make an automatic... You're trying to make a microwave, basically. What did you just say? You mean our days of eating cold Archon burgers could be over? Your arcane Watsu would be like to restore them to their original juicy glory? Mankind need never suffer cold burgers again. Byragot has blessed you with his genius, Grondevelt. The world will never be the same after your etheric food warmer is complete. You agree, don't you? He's making a microwave. He's trying to make a microwave. Why is that name so familiar? Ah, right. Oh dear. Right. About that, I should have mentioned sooner, but this is the guy of the Seventh Dawn, one of the heroes who travelled aboard the Ragnarok to the end of the known universe. Margaret, I expected more from you of all people, to have let me in ignorance oppose upon the goodwill of such an esteemed personage. I understand how you feel, but that's why I just wanted everyone to get to know him. Not as a hero on a pedestal whom we would never dare to approach, but as a person, like you and me. I wanted him to get to know everyone too. The nameless faces that worked so hard to make his journey possible, and raised their voices in cheer at his triumphant return. That, and you got a sick giggle out of it! I suppose we would be glad for further donations, should he be willing and able to oblige us. My laboratory would of course contribute to his due compensation as well. Until next time, and thank you for everything. Oh. It is nice to get recognition! But at the same time, it is nice to just kind of, be the guy in the background and go, oh hey, I'm not the guy in the background. Alright, what do we get out of this whole thing? She considers you an irreplaceable comrade. Aww. seems, however, Margrat has something on her mind. Oh no. A new quest continuing the story of Margrat's work in Sharlayan Hamlet is now available. Alright. The Pride of Labyrinthos. I see the parade of disgruntled petitioners marching into Thesaurus has come to an end, all thanks to you, I'd wager. Common scripts seem far too impersonal reward for such a feat, which is why I secretly prepared you something else. Before I hand over the goods, I was hoping you might pay Theopoldin a visit. Apparently he needs your reassurances that I haven't been an overbearing taskmaster. A pity he's never shown a fraction of that concern for how we've suffered under the yoke, or lifted a finger to reform Thesaurus' broken policies. But what do I know? Anyway, he should be in Aporia if you take pity on all a man. No rest for the compassionate, eh? Alrighty. Aporia! Bloop! Alrighty. We're alive. She hasn't broken us. Well. You might have heard a few screaming researchers here and there as they come to the realization. Ah, see, Margrat saw fit to release you from her grasp. Thank you for stopping by. I understand you ended up fulfilling not only her requests, but those of a number of other researchers in Sharlayan Hamlet. Though I and many others appreciate the lengths to which you have gone on behalf, I do hope you did not find the experience too vexing. On the contrary, your researches are a delight, or not vexing so much as taxing, but well worth the scripts. I'll go with a delight. I mean, they were a delight. I enjoyed myself. I'm relieved to hear it. You must be accustomed to dealing with strong personalities, given your adventures with the Archons. To say nothing of the Levieurs. Oh boy, to say nothing of the Levieurs. I suppose I should have known my fears would be unfounded. Margrat would be the last person to willingly aggravate you, after all. Oh? Yours is but one small tale from the final days. Perhaps inconsequential compared to some, yet significant in its own way. With the appearance of the realm's first blasphemy in Razadhan, our steady construction of the Ark became a mad race to the finish. Then the ether burner was enhanced, enabling our ship to become a starfaring vessel that would bear the Scions to the very edge of existence. And as our aims shifted to accommodate the escalating threat to our star, many who helped construct the Ragnarok suffered under the weight of the psychological burden. Of course, the Ragnarok's construction was a collaborative effort, made possible only by advanced Lopera technology and resources sourced from all across the world. But rare was the soul among us who never considered the darkest of possibilities, crushed as we were by nigh endless labour. What if I've made a mistake? What if my error proves fatal for us all? Margrat was no different. I know the stress drove her into a state of delirium at the time. After the Ragnarok departed, well, it was difficult to watch. Insomnia, loss of appetite, frequent and spontaneous fits of crying. Anything she did manage to eat typically didn't stay down for long. She was inconsolable until the Ragnarok returned safely, and for a period after as well. Aww. Hers was not a unique condition. The severity varied by person, but all our researchers struggled in the same fashion as the final days wore on. This is why you, your journey, and your homecomings hold so much significance for them. You are living proof that everything we endured held meaning. Shockingly easy to forget sometimes. So thank you for spending so much time with us. Aww. But the past is the past, and our memories do not justify the misuse of your time and energy. Should ever be too much, I implore you to say no to Margrat and the others. They will understand. Now then, I hope you continue to enjoy the wonders that only Labyrinthos, vortex of unassailable intellects and irrepressible emotion, can provide. Alright, Margrat. Let's have a wee chat with you, shall we? But yeah, I mean, they were making a spaceship to ferry all of existence, all of the life on the world, and were very much a case of like, please don't let anything break. Don't let me be the responsible for it breaking, and so forth. Which is very understandable, especially when the timeline accelerates. Welcome back. I take it you found Theopaldin. I have your special gift here, if you're in need of a palate cleanser. Here you go. From my heart to yours. What have you got for us? That, my friend, is a gleaner's uniform, dyed to a particularly exquisite shade. I think you'll like it. I wasn't sure what to get you, but since you are my personal gleaner, what could be better than bespoke clothing? So I leaned on a few contacts, called in some favors, and voila! Fashion! If it's not too much trouble, would you try it on for me? I'd like to think my measurements were accurate, but you can never be too sure. Use the storage facility and you're ready to change it. Come find me by the Aetheryte when you're finished. Yes, change into the new clothes. So that's the reward after all this time with Margrat. Our very own Gleaner Glamour. It's in a shade of blue. Of course it is. When I did the whole bit there, I was half expecting voice acting there. Ahem. Testing. Oh no. What are you doing? Margrat, why do you have the speakers? Greetings, comrades of Labyrinthos. It is I, Margrat, propulsion etherologist, coming to you with a very special announcement. Oh no! Some of you may have noticed a distinguished-looking fellow standing by the Aetheryte in Sharlayan Hamlet. Oh no. Who is he, you ask? Why, none other than one of the brave souls we entrusted to the Ragnarok. Margrat, you... Now I realize that some of you may feel compelled to smother him with questions and affection. However, I must insist that you rein in those impulses and approach, should you like to do so, with a surplus of restraint and respect. Look for the dashing aura wearing the blue uniform. Remember, seize the moment, not the gleaner. Margrat, we're gonna kill you. She say, or am I hallucinating again? I have to pay my respects. I must. Where did she say? Look, a blue gleaner's uniform. There. Oh boy, Margrat, we're gonna kill you. Pardon me, are you by any chance? Yes. You're rather different than I imagined. You don't feel irregular, do you, after your travels? Are you well? Doing alright. Oh, I'm so glad. We're doing quite well, too. I mean, I'm glad. Oh, he's right, though. Thanks to you, we're living out our lives and continue our research with nary an apocalypse in sight. For now. Our experience working on the Ragnarok has proven instrumental to our current prospects. Once you've sent a ship to Ultima Thule, nothing feels too intimidating to try. Not to mention the complete impossibility of pursuing our passions had we succumbed to meteors, blasphemies, or gods know what else. Thank you for your service and your bravery. Aww. Okay, Margrat, I won't kill you. Just yet. Sorry. Easier to ask forgiveness and permission and so forth. I had hoped we might get the chance to chat is all. I'ma bonk you. Bonk. When you and your fellows launched the Ragnarok and took to the heavens, you placed your faith in our work. Maybe you didn't have a choice. Maybe that's truly the last option left to mankind. But you, and the rest of the science aboard that ship, meant everything to us. Your safe return meant everything to us. We all gave the Ragnarok strict instructions, you see. We told her to spare nothing and bring you back. Oh, even if it meant falling apart in the process. And the old girl listened. Belated though the fanfare may be, allow us to officially welcome you home. You are, and always will be, the pride of Labyrinthos. As such, we have one final question for you. Would you say it was a smooth ride? To the end of eternity and back, smooth as butter. We made it home alive, thanks to you. Oh, I don't know which option to go with here. Go with that one. Smooth as butter. That's all we ever wanted. Well, I dare say not of you for a thrill of meeting a deadline can measure up to this sublime sense of satisfaction. That uniform becomes you. I hope you'll remember your friends in Labyrinthos whenever you wear it. You know, I think it's past time I tried something on you myself. What better way to cleanse the mind and replenish the spirit? Let me know if you have suggestions, O ye of impeccable procurement. Speaking of, I'm sure the general populace will soon be clamouring for items gleaned by the hand of the generous self. Since realizing everyone's individual hopes and dreams is too great an endeavour for any one man, let's narrow our focus to things that everyone can use, preferably for relaxation purposes. We're counting on you. Don't be a stranger. Future requests will be selected at random. And yeah, we could do now dress up on her. Let's get dress up on her, shall we? You made us into a gleaner. Let's make you into one as well. It's in our inventory. We can use it on her. And that is that. God, that last little bit was. Yep, this is fitting weather for this. Tears all around. JaffaArchfiend, out.